Hello, we are discussing about GATE 2007 ECE paper, and this topic is related to electronics. And this is a common data question for the 8, 9, 10, 3 questions. Look at the diagram. That is a high frequency capacitance voltage characteristic of mass capacitor. Given an area of 1 into 10 power minus 4 centimeter square, and assume that one permittivity of silicon and silicon dioxide are 1 into 10 power minus 12 and 3.5 into 10 power minus 13 respectively. The gate oxide thickness in the mass capacitor is 50 nanometer, 143 nanometers, 350 nanometers, 1 micrometer. Okay, the right option for this one is A, 50 nanometers. How will it appear? First of all, we should know how to get the capacitance voltage characteristics at high frequency for the mass capacitor. That we will see. Later we will decide how this answer has come. So this is a simple mass capacitor made up of p-type substrate, where this is gate terminal. Okay, the voltage across gate is Vg and it is silicon dioxide and this p-type substrate. It is acting as parallel plate capacitor as gate, that is nothing but made up of polysilicon, which act as one parallel plate, and substrate is going to be acting as next parallel plate, and the silicon dioxide layer is going to be acting as dielectric material, and the thickness of silicon dioxide layer is given as TOX, and COX is nothing but oxide thickness related to silicon dioxide layer. So if let us assume the case 1 we are going with, if V gate voltage is going to be less than 0 volts, that is you are applying Vg of negative voltage. When a negative voltage is applied, at that time a negative voltage is going to be attracting positive charge carriers from the p-type substrate. Positive charge carriers are nothing but holes. Holes will be attracted and accumulated near the silicon dioxide layer. They cannot go into gate side because silicon dioxide act as insulator. As it is acting as insulator, no holes are going to be moving through the silicon dioxide, so all the holes are going to be attracted at the nearby silicon dioxide interface. So now this holes is going to be consisting of a plate 2. The holes around this point is going to be treated as plate 2, and gate is nothing but acting as plate 1, and the oxide silicon dioxide acting as dielectric material. Now this is going to be called as accumulation mode. Accumulation mode. So in accumulation mode, a mass capacitor act as simple capacitor with capacitance as COX. So COX is going to be the capacitance present in so capacitance present in accumulation region. So COX is the capacitance present in accumulation region. Next, if you are applying the gate voltage, second case, if the voltage is going to be positive voltage but it is not sufficient enough and it has to be less than threshold voltage, so we are applying small positive voltage which is lesser than the threshold voltage, so that positive voltage can able to attract negative charge carriers from the p-type substrate. Negative charge carriers from the p-type substrate is nothing but electrons. Electrons are nothing but minority carriers present in the substrate. They will be attracted towards silicon dioxide layer. So whenever they are attracted, already holes will be present over this portion. Holes are present and these electrons will recombine with the holes, so that there is a negative charge carrier. Negative ions will be created like this. So this negative ions is going to be created in this fashion. This is going to be called as depletion region, and the width of depletion region is going to be treated as WD. So this previous it is going to be having COX oxide capacitance, and now this depletion layer capacitance is going to be having also some capacitance. That capacitance is going to be treated as C depletion. So the capacitance from this point to this point is C depletion, capacitance from this point to this point is COX. Okay, so there are two capacitances present and the holes present over here, that is holes in p-type substrate. Holes in p-type substrate are going to be acting as second plate. These holes, that is p-type substrate, is going to be acting as second plate, and gate is going to be acting as plate 1 with dielectric material as depletion region along with silicon dioxide layer. So that the capacitance is going to be, now this region is going to be treated as depletion mode. This is going to be treated as depletion mode. So whenever the gate voltage is going to be less positive and it is not equal to threshold voltage, by that time the mode of operation for mass capacitor is depletion mode. In depletion mode, the capacitance of mass capacitor reduces, because total capacitance is nothing but series of two capacitances. So series of two capacitances can be written as 1 by C is equal to 1 by COX plus 1 by C depletion. So total capacitance is nothing but oxide capacitance plus depletion capacitance. Okay, since they are in series, capacitances in series can be written in this way. So C is going to be reduces. So from this one, if you know the depletion capacitance, you can calculate the depletion width. Okay, and next, if let us assume we are applying the voltage which is greater than threshold voltage. Okay, if the voltage, that is third case, Vg is going to be large positive voltage we are applying such that it is going to be greater than threshold voltage. By that time, for the small amount of threshold voltage, what you are getting is nothing but a depletion, that is a negative ions are going to be getting created. Okay, and above that one, if you apply more and more positive voltage, ions are immobile, so that whatever the charge electrons, because of large positive voltage, more and more number of electrons from the p-type substrate, that is more and more number of minority carriers are attracted towards silicon dioxide, and they will be getting over here, the electrons are going to be present over this place. Okay, so this electron layer, what you are going to be getting, okay, the effect of this electron layer depending on the gate voltage and its frequency. If you are applying for small voltages, for small that is for small variation in gate voltage, for small variation in gate voltage, that implies nothing but at low frequencies or DC voltages. Remember that one, at low frequencies and DC voltages. Low frequency is nothing but frequency is normally measured in hertz. Low frequencies is nothing but very small number of cycles per second, that implies nothing but small variation. For small variation and DC voltage, the change in the electron layer as well as this depletion charge is going to be constant. So there is no change in the depletion region is going to be, that is electron layer what you are going to get over here, there is no change. That's why it will be treated as, this itself is going to be, the entire is going to be treated as plate 2 for low frequencies and at DC values. So the capacitance C at low frequencies and DC will be same as oxide capacitance, and at high frequencies, at high frequencies the value of capacitance is nothing but, here it is, electron layer is going to be gets changed at high frequencies as a variation, that is nothing but variation in gate voltage. Variation in gate voltage is large. Whenever the variation in gate voltage is large, this electrons, that is nothing but inversion layer, which is going to be normally treated as inversion layer is going to be affected by a large amount. So there is a very much high variation in the inversion layer, but whereas the depletion region, that is with negative ions, will not change because they are immobile. Okay, even though you are applying more positive voltage also, more high frequency also, that will not be affected by much because they are immobile. So the mobile charge carriers, that is nothing but inversion layer electrons, are going to be affected by high frequency, so it will change. By that time only inversion layer will be treated as plate 2 at high frequencies. Okay, depletion layer will not be treated as plate 2 for the high frequencies. So at high frequencies plate 2 is nothing but inversion layer, and gate is going to be as usual plate 1. So by that time in between at high frequencies the capacitance is nothing but the capacitance is reduces, and the capacitance is going to be written as COX plus 1 by C depletion. So this is going to be treated as minimum capacitance what you are getting, C minimum, and you will get maximum capacitance, okay, COX, that is going to be possible in accumulation mode. This is going to be called as strong inversion region. This mode is called as strong inversion region. Okay, strong inversion region. So if you are going to see the characteristics, let us assume VG, voltage VG we are applying, and this is 0 volts and it is VT, threshold voltage, and we are going with the y-axis as capacitance. Capacitance is going to be very large till COX, till VG is equal to 0, and afterwards it is going to be reduces towards C minimum, and afterwards for high frequencies it maintains the same capacitance, for low frequencies it again abruptly changes towards COX. So as you are going in this way, this is going to be treated as COX, and this is COX, which is nothing but C maximum, and this is C minimum, this is again COX. This is going to be present at low frequencies, whereas it is present at high frequencies. So this curve is going to be for the high frequency, and this curve is for the low frequencies. Before VG lesser than VT, okay, the curve is same for low frequency as well as high frequency, but only the curve deviates, okay, in inversion region, that is strong inversion region, whereas in low frequencies this capacitance present is COX, whereas for high frequencies capacitance present is C minimum. Okay, and according to our question, this as going to be, the circuit diagram is given in this way. This is 7 picofarad is given, and it is 1 picofarad is given, and this is what gate voltage is given. This is capacitance. So 7 picofarad, from this one we can say it as C maximum, which is nothing but COX, and 1 picofarad is nothing but C minimum. Okay, so what is our question is nothing but we are going to calculate oxide thickness for the 8th question. Oxide thickness we are going to calculate. Oxide thickness is going to be, you can write it as COX is equal to epsilon divided by TOX. Epsilon COX is nothing but, we can write COX is nothing but C maximum. C maximum is nothing but 7 picofarad, and epsilon is given as, the values of epsilon is going to be standard values, they are given. So it was given permittivity of silicon is given as 1 into 10 power minus 12 farad per centimeter, and silicon dioxide is given as 3.5 into 10 power minus 13 farad per centimeter. Here we are going with COX is equal to oxide thickness epsilon A by epsilon by COX. Oxide thickness is nothing but epsilon by TOX. Here epsilon is nothing but oxide capacitance we are going with, so that silicon dioxide we have to go. So silicon dioxide is nothing but 3.5 into 10 power minus 13 farad per centimeter divided by TOX is equal to 7 picofarad. From that one, if you calculate TOX is equal to 50 nanometer, you will get the value of TOX is nothing but 50 nanometer. For the 8th question, the right option is A, 50 nanometers. Next, we will go for the second question. Second question is nothing but the maximum depletion layer width in silicon. Just now we have seen that one, depletion layer width. Okay, maximum depletion layer width in silicon is going to be possible. Okay, maximum depletion layer width is possible in depletion mode. That can be written as 1 by C is equal to 1 by COX 1 by C depletion. Okay, using this equation we are going to solve this problem. This is C minimum, 1 picofarad is given as, this is C minimum and it is COX, and that is also treated as C maximum. In depletion region, we can write it as 1 by C minimum is equal to 1 by COX plus 1 by C depletion. So 1 by C minimum is nothing but 1 by 1 nanofarad is equal to 1 by COX is nothing but 7 picofarad plus 1 by C depletion. So from this one you can calculate C depletion is equal to, okay, from this one you can calculate C depletion as 7 by 6. C depletion is equal to 7 by 6 you will get, and from this one C depletion can be written as depletion mode capacitance can be calculated as epsilon A by D. Epsilon is nothing but epsilon naught in epsilon of silicon. Now you have to consider it is not silicon dioxide because depletion region is present in silicon, that is substrate. Depletion region is present in the p-type substrate, so that we must consider silicon. Previously you are going for the COX, oxide thickness, that's why we have calculated as epsilon of silicon dioxide. But now in this case C depletion is nothing but epsilon of silicon, since depletion region present in the substrate area divided by width of depletion region is nothing but W depletion. So here it is given as epsilon silicon is given as 1 into 10 power minus 12, and area is going to be given which is nothing but 1 into 10 power minus 4 centimeter square divided by W depletion is equal to 7 by 6. From this one we can calculate W depletion as 0.857 micrometers. So the right option for this question is B. The right option for this question is B. W depletion is equal to 0.857 micrometers. Okay, next, and the last question is nothing but in the row. Consider the following two statements about the CV characteristics. Mass capacitor has n-type substrate, okay, and this CV characteristics what we are discussed is for the p-type substrate. What we are discussing is nothing but for p-type substrate, but it has given for discussed for till now what we have discussed is for p-type substrate, but what was given is mass capacitor is having n-type substrate. So statement 1 is false. Okay, next, statement 2, if the positive charges are introduced in the oxide, the CV plot will shift to left. Is it right or wrong? That you have to check up. Okay, so if you get this situation okay, wait a minute, if positive charges are going to be introduced in the oxide layer, at that time the plot will shift towards left. Okay, so we will see if positive charges are going to be introduced, at that time the positive charges are going to be introduced in the oxide layer. Okay, so that implies nothing but whenever positive charges are going to be introduced, that they can themselves attract the electrons towards the gate side. Are you getting this point? So even though you are not applying gate voltage, this positive charge can able to attract a few number of electrons, and if you apply gate voltage, at that time also that is attracting the electrons. Let us assume if you are going to be getting 100 electrons are required to get the inversion region, this positive charge is going to be getting electrons as 20 electrons are attracted. So how much voltage you must apply at gate is nothing but the voltage required to attract only 80 electrons. That implies nothing but if this positive charge is not present, by that time you must apply the gate voltage that is sufficient enough to attract 100 electrons to get the inversion layer. But now because of positive charges introduced in the silicon dioxide layer, those positive charges can able to attract the electrons from the p-type substrate. So out of 100 electrons required, 20 electrons, let us assume, has been attracted already. So what you have to do is nothing but now you require less gate voltage. Okay, since it only requires 80 electrons, so that you are applying less voltage. Less voltage is going to be applied. That implies nothing but if you are going with a characteristic for the CV, okay, if you are going to be getting, this is for the previous case, okay, without positive charge, without positive charge in oxide. Now if you are going with positive charge, what you require is nothing but you will require less voltage. Okay, this is gate voltage whereas it is capacitance. So this is the point is going to be related to the accumulation region, and this is the accumulation region, and this threshold is going to be treated as, okay, it will not be very much straight. Okay, I will write again. Okay, so so the characteristics are going to be given in this way. High frequency characteristics are given in this way. By that time you can think this is capacitance versus voltage characteristics. Okay, so this is V and it is C. So here this is what, before this one it is nothing but accumulation mode, and after this one it is strong inversion region, which is nothing but third case. Okay, and during this one this is second case, depletion mode. So that depletion mode is going to be coming whenever you are applying more voltage. If the positive voltages are going to be present at that time, you require less voltage, so you are going to be getting a characteristic curve like this. You are going to be getting a characteristic curve in this manner. So that is, this curve is going to be shifting towards left side. The CV plot is going to be shifting towards left side because you require less gate voltage to get the inversion charge. Okay, so previously your inversion charge is going to be present at this point. Now the inversion layer is going to be present at this point. This is VG2, this is VG1. VG2, VG1. VG1 is lesser than VG1 because we require small gate voltage. That implies nothing but the CV characteristics are moving towards left side. So the answer for this one is nothing but true. Statement true is true, statement 1 is false. Statement 2 is true, statement 1 is false. So statement 1 false, statement 2 is true. The answer for this question is C. Thank you.